All right, so let's talk about the MLB playoffs. So my predictions were absolutely terrible. um, I said the Rays and Giants would go to the World Series, and that did not happen at all. So let's talk about the conference series right now, because that would. Well, I'm going to get to the divisional series in a bit, and I'm going to talk about something that's gone on in the MLB playoffs, which I think has been absolutely atrocious. But let's start out with the Red Sox and the Astros. This has honestly been a really fun series so far. I was able to watch Game One when I was on vacation for the most part. Then I got kind of tired. I went to sleep. Whole lot of stuff going on vacation. It was a fun time. I also had some work to do. But anyway, the game was a lot of fun. The bats are really clicking. Chris Sale got the start, and Chris Sale still looks off. I think he's still recovering from Tommy John surgery, but he has always been an elite pitcher, and last time the Boston was in the playoffs, they won the World Series. So I could see them doing this again. But Chris Sale really needs to step up. But yeah, Houston took Game One. It was a really fun game. Game Two, Boston took, and then I believe it was last night. Boston destroyed Houston. It was an obliteration. They went to Fenway, and the Red Sox just hit home run after home run after home run. It was honestly insane because I think Fenway is one of the most difficult parks to actually hit a home run in. They won 12-3. It wasn't close at all, and now they're up 2 games to 1. Houston needs to win the next game, or they're done. And their star shortstop Carlos Correa, he is going to be a free agent after this year, and you want to bring him back. I don't know if he's coming back. I'm under the impression the Yankees are going to sign him, which I would hate. I don't want the Yankees to get another star player. I think Carlos Correa is great with the Astros. I hope he re-signs with them. You know, Houston has a bit of a starting pitching problem right now, though. I think they miss Justin Verlander. They kind of lack an ace. Zach Greinke, he's good. I don't think he's really your ace anymore. So Houston has a problem right now with their pitching because the offense isn't the problem. The offense is absolutely amazing. You have Bregman, you got Altuve, you got Correa. That's great. And then let me get to Boston and let me talk about the star of the MLB postseason, Kike Hernandez. This man has gone insane. He is hitting home runs left and right, keeps getting on base. He has been absolutely amazing. Honestly, it's really impressive because I believe he's a career backup, and he really came out of nowhere to really help Boston. Boston was struggling during the second half of the season, and they made the wild cards. Like, don't overlook Boston. I mean, they find a way. Alex Cora might. I said at some point this year that Kevin Cash is the best manager in baseball. I still maintain that position just because he has a terrible roster, but the Rays still make the playoffs constantly. I think Alex Cora might just be right next to him, if not a little bit better. Alex Cora has been amazing as the Red Sox manager. I believe this is his either third or fourth year as a manager. I don't know. But, won a World Series. He's been amazing. Houston and Boston. It's been a really fun series. I'm really excited to see what happens tonight. I'm filming on Tuesday, so I don't know when this will upload. But it's Tuesday, and I'm really excited to see what happens tonight. I think Houston will take tonight's game. I can't imagine they'd go down 3 games to 1, and then and then they have another game in Fenway. I think they'll leave Boston with the Red Sox having a 3-2 lead in the series. It's really interesting. It'll come down honestly to the wire. I believe Houston is going to pull it off at the very end. But it's really difficult to say. Alex Cora is a better manager than Dusty Baker, but the Astros have a better roster than the Red Sox. So we'll see. But that's really exciting. And now the Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves, and I have to give the Braves so much credit. Their manager Brian Snitker has done a fantastic job. Freddie Freeman. It might be his last year in Atlanta. He has been amazing. They're doing this all without one of their best players, Ronald Acuna Jr. Jock Peterson has come out of nowhere and has gone God mode. It's insane. Atlanta has been absolutely amazing. and then they walked off both games in Atlanta. It's really weird Atlanta has home field advantage against the Dodgers. Like, Dodgers won, I think, 106 games, and Atlanta won, like, 85. So, you know, right now, the Dodgers have a better record, but, Atlanta, they walked off both games, and then they're going to play in Los Angeles. They're up 2 games to none, and I have no shame in saying that I am rooting for the Atlanta Braves. One, I don't like the Dodgers at all. I'm gonna be, as you may or may not know, I am a Giants fan. I am fully open about that. I even posted it on Instagram. But so I have a natural hatred towards the Dodgers. But also, the Braves are such fun underdogs that I'm rooting for them to win the whole thing. I think it would be amazing. I think Atlanta deserves it. Atlanta never gets a win in sports. Everything about them, they just get pain and misery. So if they are up 3 games to none, do not choke it, because they're up 3 games to one last year and ended up losing to the Dodgers. So they have got to pull it off and get this win. It will take a lot. They are not the Dodgers roster is much better. So that should be interesting. The Dodgers have made some weird. Dave Roberts, the Dodgers manager, has made some really weird bullpen decisions. And this is when I say I don't think Dave Roberts is a great manager. I think he's a good manager, and he does a great job managing. He does a good job setting the lineup, and he tries to let the game play out. The worst thing he always does is get involved in the game, because he ran a bullpen game against San Francisco, and it actually worked out really well. But then he ran a bullpen game against Atlanta, which did not work out well at all. And I've seen a lot of people wanting to fire Dave Roberts, and that'd be incredibly stupid. I don't see how that would benefit the Dodgers at all. Also, like, who would even replace Dave Roberts right now? Like, the New York Yankees just extended Aaron Boone, which is a stupid decision because he's not a good manager. Would you rather have Aaron Boone? I guess that's my question. I don't know who else has been fired. I guess Bruce Bochy might be eyeing a comeback, but I don't think he will. Like, who would you rather have? So Dave Roberts should not be fired, but we're next game, Dodgers. I don't want you to win. However, if you're gonna play smart baseball, go with a starter. Because that's what you do, because they're called starters for a reason. To do that, you should be fine. Because Atlanta, although their hitting has been really good this year, Dodgers probably have the best starting pitch left in the playoffs right now. Max Scherzer, I don't think is obviously not going to pitch, but I think Walker Buehler will be making the start. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, if Walker Buehler goes tonight, I'm actually fairly confident the Dodgers will win. So yeah, that is who will win that series overall. I want to say the Braves, but I don't think they will. I think the Dodgers, and I think we'll have a Dodgers-Astros rematch. I'm not into conspiracy theories, however, I wouldn't surprise me at all if that MLB won a Dodgers-Astros rematch. I don't want to watch that. I'm tired of the Dodgers. I want to see the Braves and the Astros. Anyway, so that is the playoffs, but now let me get to something that's been annoying me to death. It is the umpiring in the playoffs so far. It has been terrible. Not just like a few missed calls here and there. It has been really bad. I'm going to give you a great example with the Giants and Dodgers series. So the Giants against the Dodgers. I believe would have been game. Maybe it was game 3. Oh, let's go with game 3. Anyway, Logan Webb was pitching, and Logan Webb is an elite pitcher for the Giants. He's been absolutely amazing. And then he was pitching against the Dodgers, and he was getting so many calls that were just not very good. They're high and outside, and as a Giants fan, I appreciate the help. However, it was bad calls, and of course it didn't just go against for Logan Webb. They were missing calls outside for the Giants too. And let me get to game 5, which was the most poorly umpired game I've ever seen in my life. So a lot of people want to talk about the end of the game with the Wilmer Flores swing where he barely moved the bat. That was a terrible call. I think I was talking to my brother. He said he says he thinks the first base umpire just wanted to go home. That's why he called it strike three. Maybe that's true. But it was terrible calls throughout the night. I remember there was like a pitch that Chris Bryant was up, and it was full count. It was full count, although he threw five pitches, all of that were balls. Like none of them were strikes. They're all low, outside, high, inside, low. Like none of them were even in the strike zone. I don't know how he was throwing. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, Giants should have scored more runs." That's true. However, when something's out of the strike zone, you're not going to swing at it. However, once called a strike, you're automatically out. Now you can't do anything, right? Also, if someone's outside the strike zone, it's a lot more difficult to hit it in fair play and get a hit. So that's what was going on. There were so many bad calls, and then I was thinking, oh well, surely this is just maybe it's just this series, but no, it has been the entire playoffs. The Astros and the Red Sox game. Their calls outside. I don't know what is going on with the officiating right now, but it's just terrible. They're missing so many calls, and stuff like this really bothers me because like the best team should win, and it can't come down to some really poor officiating. There have been a lot of calls for years now for robot umpires. I don't know how well that would work. I don't even know if we're technologically advanced for that yet. But, we'll see. But yeah, it really bothers me. And I hope the World Series doesn't come down to one terrible call. I feel like it will, and that would just be awful. But the umpire in this postseason has been terrible, and the MLB needs to do something about it. Otherwise, if it's a great World Series, but the final pitch is outside and it's called strike three, that's all people will talk about for the rest of the season.